Today we're going to talk about why it's important for both spouses to be engaged in the planning process. That's because the money is not the center of the financial plan. Your life is. It's about your life and your life together. The first and biggest reason that both spouses need to show up for a planning meeting is because, again, money's not the center of the discussion when we're having meetings. I get it because most of the time when you're talking about a financial advisor and they're going to talk about boring stuff like, okay, here's how much money your money made compared to the S&P 500 or the whatever index, or you need more life insurance. That's important. That's still relevant. Risk profiling. I mean, when you're talking about the commoditized product side of this industry, one spouse can handle it, and that's because it's healthy to have division of duties within the family. One spouse often will pay the bills, write the checks. Another one may deal with investments. And so you have to divide and conquer, but when we're meeting, we're not typically focused in just on this. We're not even necessarily focused in just on the plan. We're focused in on, hey, what's your purpose? What are your values? What incongruencies are coming up? And how can we address it? And how can we align your money with your plan? And eventually get down to this stuff. The next reason is, believe it or not, if you have access to a debit card, credit card, you're saving any money, or you have employee benefits, you're already engaged in the money process. So you're already making decisions. It's kind of like if you've got two hands holding the steering wheel, and one hand is looking down the road paying attention, the other one's not. And so you might be fighting each other, and you may or may not wind up where you want to go. The next reason is both perspectives need to be represented at the table. It doesn't matter if we're talking about how money's spent, whether it's an issue of a free spirit versus the nerd when it comes to how you maybe save money really well or spend it freely. It doesn't matter if we're talking about an aggressive versus conservative, so the saver versus the investor type mindset. That comes up all the time. Really, we need both because you do need to save, you do need conservative funds, but you also do need to be able to invest and let your money work for you. And to have both of those perspectives at the table is going to help bring your financial picture together and help you both be more on the same page and be congruent with one another and have more peace within your marriage or within your relationship about how you deal with money. When we're talking about life planning, the next reason that it's really important for both spouses to be engaged in the planning process is that we're not counselors, okay? Let's be clear about that. We don't do counseling, but it's a counseling-like setting when we're getting down to discussing your purpose and your values and how you engage the family with money and what are the big decisions that are coming up and how are you making those decisions? How are we sorting through your alternatives to come down to what's gonna be best for you? A lot of times it's a different context than couples are used to. And things come up that may not have come up before. Concerns that weren't brought to the table are brought to the forefront, and we get to talk about it and create more alignment between you and your spouse or both spouses. The next reason is often overlooked. Believe it or not, it's important for both spouses to have a good relationship with their advisor, to have that trust foundation there and have a good foundation for that relationship, because if there's a primary spouse that's got that relationship with their advisor, they've been doing all this work, and then someday they're gone, there needs to be a handoff or a way to transfer that relationship to the next spouse, not just, hey, here's who we've been using for a long time, but a deeper understanding of being engaged with financial decisions makes that not a transition, but it's just a natural continuance of a relationship during a time that's very stressful and it's critical for that relationship to be there to begin with. So the final and one of the most important reasons both spouses have to be engaged is when you're bringing goals to the table, we're missing part of the picture if we only have one spouse's set of goals and their concerns with it. The reality is there's two perspectives at play here. Both of you have concerns, And both of you need to be able to express those concerns so we can work through it and figure out a solution that works for you. This is totally an area where one of two perspectives doesn't work well. And we really need both there so that both of your concerns can be addressed, both of your goals can be reached, and the future that you want to have together is where you're headed. I'm Michael Proctor at Leading Edge Financial Planning. If this approach interests you, go to our website or reach out at 316-768-7526. We'll see you in the next video.